back. This is Adventures with Dr. Joe. If you like this, please consider subscribing, and if it's helpful, click like. Comments are very welcome. This is a review of the Mighty Mule 371W. It's the newest remote controlled gate opener that can open in a pull fashion or in a push fashion. We're using it in a push fashion. It's dramatically improved over its previous predecessor, and primarily because it now has an external or remote control box. This is where the circuitry is, all this important electronics, and so it's protected from the weather in this sealed box. The previous one had the electronics in the undersurface of the unit, and if it got flipped over, which unfortunately mine did, it can ruin it. Here's an example of that. You see this? I mean, destroyed, terrible. So what a nice improvement to put the electronics now remotely in a weatherproof container. So what the MM371 replaces is the MM360. It comes with the gate opener unit, which is completely sealed. You'll never have to get into this, which is great. Comes with the brackets, bolts to secure the brackets, zip ties, the 2 pins with cotter pins, a remote control unit, an antenna and an antenna wire extension. If you have 110, you can hook this up and then run wires to it and have it powered. I do not. We're going to use 12 volt. And also this important control unit, which again is completely sealed and protected. So in this unit, you connect the gate mechanism to these terminals. This goes to the battery, and then up here is where you can connect the solar panel or the 12 volt transformer if you've got one. So we're down here at the bridge. You can hear the Reddy's River in the background. It's beautiful. Here's the control unit. I put 4 screws in here to install it, and I just temporarily mounted the gate closure on the hardware. It's got the 2 90-degree pieces, and because this is a push to open, you need this other part called the push to open bracket, which is an accessory. If you're not pushing to open, if you're pulling to open, then you don't need that, but in my case I did. This is just a close-up view of the hardware. Again, the 2 90 degrees, the push to open bracket, and then we've just taken this pin and secured the gate opener to it. Now we're going to start doing the wiring. The wire from the controller goes through this securing pin, and then this is from the battery. That will go through this one, and we're going to put some additional fasteners on this so they connect to these already set up plugs. The wires from the controller there are 4 wires, red, black, white, and green. They go through this cap, and then they'll go up through here. To make this a lot easier to wire up, you can just take this apart. Run the wires through the threaded cap. Run the wires through this part. We'll just lightly close it, and then we'll run it up through here, through the hole, and we'll put that plug back up in there. It should snap right in. There it goes, just like that. So we'll hook these up, and then we'll tighten this up. So you can see now we've connected the red and black, the green and white. These come from the motor itself, and now we're going to connect the battery next. We've now secured the black and red, white and green wires from the actual arm. We're going to tighten this up so it has a nice secure fit, taking the stress off of this wire, and then we're going to hook up the battery next. Okay, we stripped the wires from the battery. We're going to run it through the nut here, and now we've got these connectors that we're going to crimp on to the wires so that they'll just snap in place with these wires connecting the battery up. Okay, so red, is this female plug. Okay, we've got it run up through the bar fastener. We're going to hook them up. Now we got power to it. We haven't hooked the battery up yet, but there will be power. And then only one more thing is to hook up the solar charger. All right, we've got the connector here, electric. The batteries are here. This is the solar panel. We're going to tie it into here, plus minus, and we'll be all set. Okay, let's just review the wiring again. This is from the control unit itself, from the drive, from the motor, black and red, green and white. These yellow wires go to the on-off switch, which we don't have hooked up yet because we don't have battery power yet. But battery here, red and black. Solar here, red and black. And once we get the battery hooked up, I'm going to turn it on and we should hear it and then start to program it. Here's an interesting point. The fuses that are in the circuit board are 25 amp mini fuses. There are actually 2 slots here to put backup, so I put 2 backup fuses here for the future in case I need them. Again, 25 amp mini fuses. We've got the battery connected. Now we'll just turn it on and you can see the LEDs, you can hear the alarm. We got power. Good. We'll tidy up these wires and get to programming this. Once the gate's installed and connected, you need to set the limit for how far it opens and how far it closes. It's simple to do. Push and hold the top 2 buttons. You hear this beep. Then, to set the close, you push down until it reaches the desired close point. Takes a second. We're going to close the gate right now. And once you reach that spot, you push and hold the return arrow. And you've set it to program the maximum or opening. Push again the top 2 buttons, hold. Then push the top arrow, the gate will open. And you're going to set it to your desired opening position. And when you've got that done, just a second, you're going to push and hold the return arrow, and your opening and closing limits position are completed. So that's the setup for the Mighty Mule 371W. It's a very good unit. It's been substantially upgraded from the previous one. All this is enclosed, and then the electronics are up here in this hopefully weatherproof box, which I think is fantastic. We've set it up. We've done the positioning. We've got it connected. And again, if it's a push to open, which this is, you need this extra bar. If it's a pull to open, you don't need that. And then you adjust the position based on what we did here. So we've also got some videos on setting a digital keypad. And also I already showed you how to program the remote control, which basically you just push the learn button there, push the remote control, and it will recognize that. Consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. Like if this has been helpful. Take care.